What's up, everybody? It's Sam here from the Gambling Corner podcast. And before we get to your scheduled program, I'm here to tell you about Anchor. It's now easier than ever to start your own podcast. Their free app gives you everything you need to get your podcast off the ground. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or computer. And if you're worried about getting your podcast heard, don't worry. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. What's up, everybody? My name's Sam, and this is the Gambling Corner, brought to you by Fat Lad Sports. Today is Tuesday, 2nd of March, and on today's show we're going to look at the midweek football. Plenty of things to discuss from the leagues around home and abroad. We'll also be joined by star of the show, Mr. Liam Doe, to go over his likes and dislikes in the midweek fixtures. Alright, let's get him on. Here is Liam Doe. Hello there, Bart.
Hello, mate.
How are we going?
Not bad, and you?
Yeah, we're all right. We're all right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, plenty to discuss, like our 3-2 weekend.
2 and 3, unfortunately.
Sorry, 2 and 3 weekend. Sorry.
That's it, yeah.
But all is not lost. Fear not, my friend. Because when I went back and listened to our stuff that we have put out,
yeah,
we are 15 and 14.
What, overall?
Overall.
Well, you take that, don't you?
Which is 51%, and then I worked out one more win would have put us at 55.
Happy days.
So all is not lost, Liam. All is not lost.
Well, considering our picks from the weekend, a lot of them were kind of one card away.
Yes, we weren't far away, were we?
We're not far off the mark, really.
No.
At all. And we've got plenty more football to come.
Yeah, definitely. So if we start, we have on Tuesday, there's Man City Wolves, there's lots of Championship League 1, League 2. In Serie A, there is Lazio and Torino, Juve against Spezia, or however you want to pronounce that. And in the German Cup, there's Mönchengladbach and Dortmund. So there's quite a lot to unpack for tonight. And then Wednesday, there's Burnley, Leicester, Sheffield United, Villa, Palace, Man United, the Championship, including Norwich and Brentford. There's games in the Serie A. There's Copa del Rey, Barca, Seville, and the French League. And then Thursday, we've got Fulham, Spurs, West Brom, Everton, and Liverpool, Chelsea. So plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
So if we start with tonight's game, or games, dependent on how you've got it.
Yeah, Man City Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
So City 2-11, the draw 6-1, and Wolves away win 14-1.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've got down at the moment, there's some interesting stats lines, and some of the odds here are like quite a lot as well. So I've got potential bets, nothing that I've put on so far.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously City 13 Prem wins in a row, 9 clean sheets. City to win to nil is actually 9-10 on, so it's not too bad odds just to win to nil.
No, definitely not.
Wolves have been in an alright run of form, unbeaten in 5, winning 3 of those. They've lost 10 all season, but 7 of them only by 1 goal, which I like the look of.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to your kind of Sheffield United trend there, and the West Ham that I kind of talked you out of. And they've only conceded more than once 3 times in their last 12.
Right.
So looking into that, I still obviously fancy City to win, and they're heavy favourites by the bookies, rightly so, just because their squad depth, etc. Them playing three games a week is fine for them, isn't it? And a lot of their games recently have been kind of training matches, especially the one against Arsenal in particular.
Yeah, they haven't really needed to get out of second gear, have they?
No, definitely not. So I've got down here, obviously, the City to win to nil is 7-10, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, which I preferred, is City to win and under 4 match goals, which is 3-4.
Right.
So Wolves games under 4 goals, just overall in the season, 21 times out of 26 that's happened.
Yeah.
And Man City home games, a City win and under 4 cashes 6 out of the last 8 times, which is quite a good percentage as well. So I haven't put it on myself, but if I was going to have a bet on that game, it would be probably City to win and under the 4 match goals.
Yeah.
But I've got them as part of a different bet with another game tonight, which I'll go over later on.
Right. Well, we've kind of switched roles there, because I found a bet builder, quite an obscure bet builder, where the result doesn't matter.
Okay.
While I was looking on the Bet365 markets for the bet builders.
Yep.
And they didn't have these available for the games, for like Wednesday and Thursday and stuff like that. But they did have them available for the City game, so I assume they get added late.
Yes.
And the bet that I've gone for is over 28.5 throw-ins.
Wow.
Over 1.5 Wolves goal kicks.
Right.
And under 2 Man City cards.
Wow. What odds do you get for that?
Even money.
That is ridiculous.
And if you wanted to chuck in under 2 first 10-minute goals,
yeah,
then that takes it out to 21-20. And I went back and I was just intrigued at the stuff that you could have on there.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and the average throw-ins per game in the Premier League is 47.
Right.
And the average goal kicks was 17, I think. I didn't write that down, but I wrote down the thing there for the thing. Yes, I did write it down. 17 is the average goal kicks.
And that's not even against a team like Man City, is it?
No, my theory being that Manchester City will be in the attacking third a lot more.
Yeah.
So we only need 2 times that their attack fizzles out and goes out for a goal kick. So I went back and I did some stats over the last weekend's Premiership games.
Yeah.
Just the Premiership games last weekend. And the average goal kicks were 13.1 goal kicks per game. So starting on Saturday lunchtime, Man City had 4, West Ham had 7, West Brom, Brighton. West Brom had 9, Brighton had 8. Villa, Leeds had 5, Villa had 3. Newcastle, Wolves. Newcastle had 8, Wolves had 7. The interesting one was Palace, Fulham. Palace had 14 and Fulham had 0. So it shows you just how toothless Palace were.
Yeah.
And then Leicester, Arsenal. Leicester had 5, Arsenal had 3. Spurs and Burnley. Spurs had 6, Burnley had 9. Chelsea, Man United. Chelsea had 5, Man United had 10. Liverpool, Sheffield United. Liverpool had 9, Sheffield United had 6. So we need 2 Man City attacks to fizzle out into nothing, or an overhit pass, or
Well, yeah, that one you wouldn't worry about at all. So City are going to have a lot of the ball.
No,
they're going to be having shots from here, there, and everywhere with the likes of De Bruyne, Gundogan outside the box, etc. I've got no problem with that. That's coming in 49 times out of 50.
And then I looked at the throw-ins, which the average was 39.2. Right. Yeah. So we have 10 throw-ins worth of scope. So essentially what we need to win that bet, that leg of the bet builder, is for a throw-in essentially every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I really liked. And I went through again. There were 28 in the Man City and West Ham game total,
right,
on Saturday. And then there was West Brom, Brighton. West Brom had 27, Brighton had 16, Leeds had 32, Villa had 18, Newcastle had 10, Wolves had 18, Liverpool had 20, Sheffield United had 18, Manchester United had 27, Chelsea had 18, Spurs 17, Burnley 13, Leicester 14, Arsenal 25, Palace 22, Fulham 28. So there was a nice general trend there. But I think if the average over those few games had been 39, but when we'd given ourselves a good bit of scope, there with that, and then obviously the under 2 City cards is a trend going back donkeys, where they had 2 against Arsenal, was it? Where they broke that trend of like 12 or 13 games with a yellow card, with 1 or 0 yellows, and then they were straight back to it against Everton. They had none on the other night. So, and then I think they had 1 or none on Saturday as well. So the trend is back there again. I think it would be an abnormality for City to get 2 cards.
Yeah, well, that'd be the only one out of the 3 of those that somehow managed to work up to even money. I'm not sure how. The goal kicks is a dead cert. I wouldn't even bother looking at that. That's going to come in either way. The throw-ins by the averages, it's going to come in a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it would just be the City cards. But obviously you've got the trends in your favour, so...
Well, the reason why I liked that a little bit more was because I don't see Fernandinho playing again this week. No. He played best part of 90 minutes on Saturday, and at 35, I'm not sure he'll play again.
No, probably not.
And he's really the only sort of enforcer that they have, isn't he?
Yeah, Rodri picks up the occasional one, and sometimes the centre half put in a later challenge. But other than that, the trend speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, and again, then I looked at something else for that, which was another bet builder, which was under 3 for City.
Yeah.
Over 0 for Wolves. Now we know that they snapped an 18-game streak because we discussed that the other day via text. But in the Newcastle game, they didn't get any cards, and that snapped their streak. Was it 18 games?
18 games in a row. That was the only part of the bet builder we needed to go 3-2 for the week. So, yeah, Sam got some messages about that one.
Yes, and then over 1 Man City goal. Now I think Man City will win the game. So they're going to need to score at least 1. So you're just hoping that they score another 1.
Yeah.
And that came in at 4-5.
Well, that's good odds either way as well. The only time they've scored they've had a couple of 1-0ers, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they've had over 1 goal 26 times this season.
Yeah, the 1-0ers, I'm just pulled it up now. Obviously, the Arsenal game away from home, which, like we said, we spoke about, absolute training game. And then Sheffield United at home, which would have just sat behind the ball the whole time. Brighton at home as well. But yeah, more times than not, you've just pulled up the stat there for how many times they've scored over 1 goal. I'd like that as well, really.
But what made me like that even more, really, was because I know they drew against us on Saturday, Newcastle, but they were piss poor first half. If they played like that against Man City would have had the game wrapped up by half time. So that kind of made me like that a little bit more. Again, with a bit of recency bias, but they were very, very poor on Saturday night, especially for that first half. And even the second half, they had two clear-cut opportunities that they created against a poor Newcastle side.
They've been struggling the goals ever since Jimenez went out, haven't they? So they haven't been the same side.
Yeah, so that was pretty much what I had on that. I don't know if there was anything else that you had on any of the rest of the games on Tuesday.
On Tuesday's games, I did. So the other part of that bet that I was on about, tied in with Man City, is Juventus Spezia. So for the actual bet, I've gone for a City win and under 5 goals in their game. And then a Juventus win and under 5 goals in their game.
So if you can't do bang on 5, would you suggest 4.5 or 5.5?
Well, as I said, for just a City game, I haven't bet on it myself, but I did like the City and under 4 goals. So I just bumped it up to 5 just because I had a bit of leeway with this one. So City win and under 5 goals is 4-9, but this is part of the double, so I wasn't too worried about that. I just added on an extra goal just to be kind of sure. And same as the Juventus games, Juve win and under 5 goals, which is also that's 4-7 actually, so a little bit better than the City odds. But overall, as a double, it's 1.26 to 1. But as the stats go, Juve played 11 at home, won 8, drawn 2, lost 1. Under the 5 goals has happened 10 times out of 11. They've also won their last 5 at home in a row. They're also 10 points off Inter Milan with a game in hand, and this is the game in hand. So I like that even more because they desperately need to win this game. And then Spezia, I went through their away games. Under 5 goals has happened 10 times out of 12. Their record against the top 6, which I said last week, top 6 kind of cuts off in the Serie A. They've lost 3. They won 1 against Napoli, but I'm not too worried about that. Juve need the win desperately, especially after dropping points at the weekend. So I've got Juve win under the 5 goals, City win under the 5 goals, and that's over even money at the moment.
That seems like a nice little bet to me. But as I was saying, what would you suggest for people that can't get an exact 5?
Yeah,
would you suggest going 4.5, or would you suggest going 5?
I think 4.5. You're fine, depending on the odds, really. If you put Juve win under 5.5 goals, City win under 5.5 goals, all depends what the odds come out at, and if you like them odds, really. If it's just under even money, I'd probably stay safe and go under the 5.5. If it's like 0.75, 0.6 to 1, I'd go with the under 4.5. Sorry. So yeah, it all depends what the odds are. But on the Bet365 bet builders, like what we go on about all the time, you can get just the 5 goals on there.
Okie dokie. So what your double is? Man City and Juventus to win and under 5.5, under 5 goals.
Games,
yeah.
And then just before I go on to the rest of them, I went over just some stats because over the weekend we looked into goals a lot in our bet builders, under 4 goals specifically. So you can get away with the 2-1s in there, which a lot of the games end up being. And I just had a little look because if you bet this weekend just blindly on the games under 4 goals, you would have gone 8-2.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's obviously a good trend. So I thought I'll go back the last 5 game weeks and see what your record would have been. Blindly bet under 4 goals each match week in the Premier League games. So last 5 game weeks, you would have gone 40-10. And last 10 game weeks, you would have gone 74-22. So that is a high percentage if you just bet blindly under 4 goals in the game. So that might just be something to look at.
What was that, 40-22?
40-10 last 5 game weeks.
Sorry,
over the 10 game weeks, 74-22.
74, so that's 96 games.
Yeah, so it's just under 7. It'd be about 70% win ratio. 77% win ratio, which is
you take that, wouldn't you?
Trend. I just looked at it because I just thought with all these games that are playing under 4, and a lot of these kind of games that I've bet on this week have got under 4 goals as well. And a lot of these games, like we said with the Man City, they're training games. A lot of them, there's not much goals. We done the podcast last week, and we looked at the games, and we were pretty much screaming under for every single game. There's no, even Man City, they're not knocking like 5 or 6 past teams. They're happy with a 1-0, 2-0. Liverpool aren't scoring for fun.
No, they're not blasting teams away,
so I was just looking at the trends, and that's one. If you just blind bet, it's a very good trend line there.
Well, I've just clocked up the fixtures here, and Leicester Burnley, with all Leicester's injuries, you'd fancy that to go under 4. Sheffield United Villa under 4.
You go.
Maybe Man City Palace might go over if it, you could potentially see a 3-1 win there.
Yeah, you're
maybe.
Going through all my handicaps now.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll leave that there. I won't go on to Thursday.
But yeah, that was just I've done all my handicapping, and a lot of them looked very similar with the under 4 goals within them. So I just looked at the trend. And there's a hell of a trend there.
That is a really good trend, isn't it?
But yeah, so Tuesday night again, I've got another couple. I just looked a bit closer to home again. League One football. Doncaster Portsmouth was a standout one because Doncaster Ipswich beat the weekend. Obviously, being an Ipswich fan, I know they played all right, but yeah, Ipswich played quite well. Doncaster were all right, nothing special. They've lost 2 and drawn 1 in their last 3, and their manager actually left yesterday for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, Darren Moore, I saw that.
Obviously Doncaster without a manager for tonight's game against Portsmouth at home. 2 losses, 1 draw in their last 3. Pompey have won their last 3 away from home. I like the value at 6-4 for an away win there.
Do you worry about that first game under something different bump?
No, because Darren Moore was very good manager for Doncaster. Before these last 3 games, I think they won 6 or 7 on the bounce, and people were talking about them getting potentially top 2, which is why Sheffield Wednesday have come in for Darren Moore and taken him away. So I think that's going to be a letdown spot for Doncaster, even though they lost the game against Ipswich on Saturday. They've now just lost their manager as well. Ipswich have just caught up with them in the playoff race. They've now got to play Pompey at home, who have won their last 3 away from home. At 6-4, I did like the value a lot. I'm not sure if I'll bet it just yet, but I think that's one to look at, definitely at 6-4.
The only thing I would maybe say on that is that Portsmouth seem to be quite a sort of public team, don't they? So people are doing their accumulators and stuff. They'll chuck Pompey in, sort of job. Yeah. But speaking of that manager bump, it's a big game for your boys tonight, and I liked you. I saw the price at 17-10, and I thought about that. Looks like a nice little price considering Lambert's gone. There's a takeover going to happen. There's a lot of good feeling at the club, and if I could see Ipswich getting a win there tonight. I've actually handicapped
that one, and I've come out with a bet which I really, really like. Potential best bet material, which I hate to say because the last time I spoke about Ipswich on here, I was grilling them, and they ended up actually winning against Hull. So it's the old adage: you shouldn't really bet on your team or against your team. But I do like this bet a lot. I'll go through it, and then you can see what you think as well. So obviously Accrington, Ipswich at Accrington. Accrington no win in their last 6, but they did draw 5. So not winning, not losing, only lost 1, but not very good form either way. Under 4 goals in their games have happened 10 times out of 12, and at home this season 12 times out of 14. Like you said there, Ipswich have literally started playing since the rumours have been coming out that Lambert's going to go, new owner. They've started pulling their finger out, and they're a changed team. They're unbeaten in their last 5, 1-3. 2 very good wins on the bounce. Hull away, which we said about the other week, and Doncaster at home, both in the top 6. We've now got 7th place away. And they're now just starting to play for the new manager, who apparently is going to be Paul Cook, probably going to be announced tomorrow. Not going to be there tonight, but they've just pulled their finger out, started actually playing for the new manager, playing for their places, because we've got a hell of a squad. So if these players don't start performing, they're just not going to get picked under Cook. And then under 4 goals in Ipswich games has actually happened 15 times out of 16. So I've gone a bit safe just because of the Accrington draws. So I've gone Ipswich or draw double chance and under 4 goals. That's actually 5-6, and I love it at that price.
Right.
Ipswich or draw. Under 4 goals in the game, 5-6.
Okay, let me grab my notepad and I'll write that down quickly. Ipswich or draw. Under 4. Was it under 4? Under 4. Right. And that's the thing as well. Like I said to you before, if you're a fan of a side, their opinion will obviously garner more weight, because theoretically they spend a lot more time watching them and
even
stuff
at
like that. So
17-10, like you said, that I think that's a good price for us.
I firmly believe in that new manager bump, or when a manager gets sacked or leaves or whatever, then there's a bump for that one game. You see it in the NFL all the time, don't you? That a head coach gets fired, and then the next game the team goes out and wins.
It's very much, it can go one or two ways. I think with the Doncaster one, it goes in the opposite direction. I think they're going to be in a slump because their managers just left them for a better place. But with the Ipswich scenario, they've been wanting Lambert out. The players haven't been playing for him for a long time. So you can see since the two games where it's pretty much certain that we're going to get a new manager and a new owner, they've started playing. And you can see the new manager bump has already happened before he's even gone. So,
right, I'm with you. Yes. Well, so you worry that the possibility is that is this a possibility where it's a flat spot for Ipswich?
So.
Because the new manager hasn't come in yet?
I don't think so. I think they're going to be playing for the shirt, like I said, with the new manager coming in, and obviously going to be watching the game closely. It's covered a bit with the Ipswich or draw there. It's not just Ipswich to win. So even if it is a little bit of a flat stop, the way Accrington haven't won in 6, it could be a flat stop, a flat spot, like you said, and still be a 0-0 draw, 1-1 draw, and that cashes. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, well, that's very true. That's very true. You've given yourself the two opportunities there, haven't you? And you've kind of taken into consideration that it might be a flat spot.
As we say on the podcast, Ipswich have actually just tweeted, "Can you smell what the Rock is? #cookin." So there we go.
Well, then there you go.
Pretty much all but confirmed. He's about to get announced. So I like it. I like it even more.
Well, I like it even more now because potentially is he going to be in the stands tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
If it's announced today,
that's good. I think
will be in the stands.
Price at 5 to 6. I loved it 5 to 6.
Yeah. I think you are spot on there. I think if he gets announced today, he's in the stands tonight. Yeah, I love that even more.
My best bet of the week, I would imagine. That's what I like a lot. And he's just been announced.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Town appoint
was official.
His new manager.
Right, well, he will be in the stands tonight then, and that means that the players will be bang up for that.
So there we go. I think we could put that down. Ipswich will draw under 4 goals as a best bet.
Right, well, that's going in our picks for this week, definitely. Right, so if that's it for you on Tuesday.
On to Wednesday.
Right, Wednesday we have Burnley, Leicester, Sheffield United, Villa, Man United and Palace, Man United even. The Championship including Norwich and Brentford, the Serie A, Copa del Rey, Barca, Seville, and the French League. So on Wednesday, over the next 2 games, you are quite welcome to call me Barney, duct tape shoe guy, fucking Squaresville. You can play the song, it's hip to be square, all you want. So my bet for Wednesday, right, is a Manchester United win away at Crystal Palace and the Norwich double chance, which comes in at 0.9 to 1, so just under even money. And I've written down that Man United are unbeaten in 9. They've scored 21. Obviously, 9 of those were in the one game. And they've only conceded 5. And when I've seen Palace, we've seen Palace on the Monday night, and then obviously against Fulham as well. They were pretty toothless up front. So I thought that Man United are the quintessential flat track bullies. I think they should have enough to turn over Palace. There are 9 games all season long. Palace have scored 2 or more, and they've only mustered 6 clean sheets. Whereas Manchester United have scored 2 or more on 22 occasions. So I like that from that regard. And just having the eye test really on Palace, I think they've been piss poor lately.
Well, United's away record is the best in the league, isn't it? Unbeaten in 13. They've kept a clean sheet in 3 of the last 4 away from home. Palace, like you said, eye tests have been shocking. They've only scored two goals in their last 4 games. They're both against Brighton, and that was very much smash and grab at its finest. So they're struggling to score. Under 4 goals in their games at home, 10 out of 13. And United, a lot of their games have been under 4 goals recently. 5 out of 5 their last away games. So I did on that game under 4 goals and a United win, which actually comes out at 11-10 as well. So that's potential there as well.
I like that better than 0.9.
Yeah, well, I've actually got very similar to my Juve and Man City game. I've got a double chance pick with another game on the Wednesday. United's in there.
With the Man United one.
So I've gone under 4 goals in the Man United game and United or draw, just so you can kind of cover yourself a little bit, which is 4-7. Then the second game, 4-7, just for that. So let alone anything else. Under 4 goals and United or draw, 4-7 is good price. Then another 4-7, which is in the other game. The game before is in the Aston Villa Sheffield United game. And I've gone under 4 goals and Villa or draw in that as well. So if you put them 2 4-7s together, it's just under 1.5 to 1, which is ridiculous odds, really. Even just if you're looking at eye test, you think Man United Palace, away at Palace. United away win probably. If it's a draw, we're still covered. There's not going to be too many goals. United could bang in 3. Palace still won't score. 3-0, that cashes. Villa away form this season has been superb. Away record, 8 clean sheets and 7 wins away from home. We went over the other day, or you went over the other day. Sheffield United don't get battered, but they've won 2 at home. And they've drawn 2 all season. They've lost their last 4 and lost a key game against Fulham. So under 4 goals in the Sheffield United games 23 out of 26 times, which is ridiculous. Under 4 goals in Villa games away from home, 13 out of 13. Yeah, so under 4 goals. Yeah.
Well, the other thing I will say about that is that Villa are very good defensively. And I also read last night that Grealish will either be back for this game or more likely their game next week.
Well, if Grealish is back, I'd be a little bit more worried, but I still can't see him scoring 4 goals. So under 4 goals in the game and draw or Villa, 4-7. But I also put that with the Man United, 1.5 to 1 pretty much is ridiculous odds, I thought.
And what happens if we bump them up a goal
under
each?
5 goals in the game. Yeah, I'll have a look for you.
Yep. I mean, just so we've covered all double safe. I would say it would probably be just under even money.
I don't think I'd need to bump up the Villa game, but I will do just to have a look. The Villa game, I think, is a certain for under 4 goals. Sheffield United have scored a few at home. Like we said, they don't get battered, but I could see that being a shutout from Villa.
Yeah, definitely. I think was it Emi Martinez has got 13 Premier League clean sheets or something like that.
Genius to have in your dream team at the moment. He's picking up points all over the shop.
Yeah, well, he
yeah,
kept them in it
he's
against
been very
Leeds,
good.
didn't he?
Like you said, it's a step up from Arsenal. So 4 to 11 is under 5 goals and draw or Aston Villa. I'll just add the United parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the play. So stick to under 4 for the Sheffield United game. But like you said, there's been occasions where United have scored a fair few, haven't they? So that might be the one to bump it up if the total goals under 4. Under 5, I mean. So just adding those two together. Yes, it's like you said, just under even. So it's 0.75. Yeah, so
that's quite as a half, isn't it?
If I
split it in half.
5 in the Man United game, and I'll just go back to the one that I had for the Villa game. We'll see what. Yeah, because like you said, that'd be
with the under 4.
Be safer. Man United can occasionally pop in a few, can't they? And we've seen Palace crumble at home, like the Liverpool game, where they lost 7-0 at home, didn't they? So if you've done under 4 goals in the game and match result draw or Aston Villa, and then under 5 goals in the game draw or Man United, that's just over even money. So that would be a good bet. Yeah,
I like the extra little cushion with Man United.
Yeah, I like Villa a lot.
Just in case.
Said, their defensive record's been superb. I can't see over 4 goals in that game. United, there's a case for it. There is a case for it. Bruno can't score against the top 6, but he'll have a field day against Palace, won't he?
Oh yeah, he'll come out and he'll be lauded as this again.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit like Grealish, the second coming.
My pick was under 4 for the United game and under 4 for the Villa game and the double chances, which was 1.5 to 1. But just to be safe, you'd go under 5 for the Man United, and that comes out just over even money, which is a good bet.
So Man United or draw under 5 and couple that with Villa or draw and under 4. I like it a little bit more with the extra cushion of the fifth of the extra goal in the Man United game. I think it's safer, yes, but you could certainly make the case for the extra half point of value there, can't you? Did you have anything else? I looked into
a little bit, and similarly to what you said about the injuries was my main play here. Vardy has actually scored 1 in 11. He actually had a bit of a groin problem in the first half against Arsenal, but Rodgers has said he should be okay. So that's still potential.
Yes, I read that last night as well.
Out, Harvey Barnes out, Perez out. Justin's a big one. He pops up with that with assists as well. He's out for the season, I believe. So with all those injuries, Burnley have got a few themselves. I touched on last week. Barnes and Goodmanson are out. Wood should be back, but I don't think that's not going to make too much of a difference. I like the under 3 match goals at 8 to 11.
Yep.
So just going off the games, similarly to just blindly betting under 4, under 3 goals for Burnley games. They've had 10 games under 3, including games against Man City, Man United, and Spurs. So even against the big boys, they've been under 3 goals. And then Leicester, last 14, 8 times have been under 3 goals, but that's more of a play on recently the injuries. So under 3 goals at 8 to 11, I like.
Yeah. Well, I also had a look into the Leicester side of things in this game, and Leicester have the most away wins this season.
Yeah.
With 9. But as you say, I've circled it, big injuries. The 30 of 36 games have gone over 1.5 goals in Leicester games. And 19 of 32 are over 1.5 in Burnley games. Excuse me. So we have 19 of 68 over 1.5, which is 72%. And I know the 1.5 goals are never good odds. You have to double, treble, 4 folds, 5 folds, 6 folds, 7 folds just to get 2 to 1 on. But then I looked into it, and Leicester have had 22 wins this season in their 36 games. So the bet I liked was Leicester on the Asian lines, was Leicester minus half a goal. Because we were getting a little bit better value, because Leicester to win the game were evens. But you get just a smidge extra value for Leicester minus a half. So if Leicester win the game, obviously they win on the minus half.
I'm surprised why that wouldn't be the same price.
Yeah, it's just a smidge more. I'm not talking an awful lot, but you know that there was a little bit more value in that than there was just on Leicester to win the game. I still would fancy Leicester to win the game with Vardy and Iheanacho up front, and as you say, Harvey Barnes and likely Chris Wood out, because Burnley the other day you were spot on. It was Vidra and someone else, wasn't it? So yes, they Spurs, wasn't it? Yeah. So I did like that. I did like that an awful lot. That was my only thing keeping me off it was the injury side of things, because obviously there's a lot of creative midfield players there that they've lost, and creative players with like Justin at the fullback and stuff like that. So that was what was keeping me off that. From watching the Leicester Arsenal
game the other day, that they looked like they were missing Maddison already. Iheanacho isn't the same player as what Maddison is, obviously. I think they do miss him a lot. With Vardy not being in form, it's been covered up by the fact that Harvey Barnes has been scoring a lot recently. Now he's out. I think they're going to be struggling. But the good thing about that, it could still be under 3 match goals, and Leicester could still win a 1-0. The way Burnley are playing, they've been poor, so they could both come in comfortably, I would imagine.
Was it Burnley that had a man sent off that had was it against West Brom? They were playing against 10 men and they couldn't. They couldn't break them down.
Since Barnes and Wood have been out, they have been struggling to score goals. Let's have a look at this game. Burnley 0-0. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got sent off after like 15 minutes, didn't he? But yeah, 30 minutes. Ajay got sent off.
Yeah, the West Brom player. Was it West Brom?
Finished 0-0. They had Rodriguez and Vidra up front in that game.
That's right. Yes. So,
So and they
didn't manage to break them down.
Palace the week before, but other than that, they're not scoring.
Yeah. That it was a case of, I think that if I was to bet it, I would wait until the teams come out and probably lose out on that little bit of value.
The real play there is Leicester, and you can tell that because Burnley are 3-1 to win. So Burnley 3-1 at home usually. You wouldn't get that against many teams because they are quite good at home generally. So
no, I did see again though. If you're set on Leicester to win the game and say that it is Jay Rodriguez and Vidra up front, you can get Leicester at -1 at 3-1, which I liked a lot less than the -half, because obviously they're there to win 2-0, 3-1. But Leicester could win 1-0 and -1/2 comes in.
I don't mind the Leicester to win at all. I'd lean Leicester to win definitely if I had to choose a winner there. But I do like the under match goals. I can't see it being a goal fest at all. And then we go on to Thursday, I believe. We've got a couple of good games, haven't we?
Yeah,
or
Thursday.
So-called good games.
Yeah, Thursday is Fulham Spurs, West Brom Everton, and Liverpool Chelsea. I didn't even check if there was any other games on Thursday that were worth noting.
Serie A, anyway,
there's
Fulham, Spurs,
Parma, Inter.
Liverpool, Chelsea.
Okay, well, you do your Fulham, Spurs, and Liverpool, Chelsea stuff. I have a pick on the Everton game and the Tottenham game.
You've got a pick on both of them.
We'll go with yours. Go with yours.
I've got a pick combined.
But we can just talk it through and see how we go.
Very, very similar.
Yeah, well, so have I. Yeah, so
at the moment, Fulham.
We'll talk it
13-5. Spurs 10-11, which I think is good value. 10-11, just by itself.
Yeah, me and you have obviously been
but yeah,
drinking
Fulham
the same
at home,
water.
Their home record is atrocious. They've won 2 at home all season. They were against Sheffield United and West Brom. Can you count them as wins? I'm not sure. Home games, under 4 goals again. You see where I'm going. Under 4 goals, 12 times out of 13. They've only managed to score more than 1 6 times out of their 26 this season. Spurs have only won 1 in their last 7 away from home. And games where there's been 4 or more goals has only happened 6 times out of 26 in all of their games. So I like Spurs and under, but I like Spurs or draw under 4 goals a lot more.
What a Spurs or draw?
Sure.
There must be 4 to 7,
not sure
4 to 11
on their own.
maybe.
Together with the under 4 goals,
just on their own.
13. But yeah, there wasn't any value just Spurs and 4 draw by itself. Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
No. Just purely out of curiosity. Double chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Draw or Fulham? Yeah, 1-4.
I think this is one that you go against the away form stats. But a lot of the time you want to go with the stats. But when there's been a little peak in form against Burnley the other day, you could tell that Bale was kind of back at it. Harry Kane and Son were playing well together. And I like that a lot. I prefer to go with the eye test from that game than the stats that they've only won 1 away in 7. But I also...
Well, I think we're definitely going to be putting Tottenham down
Spurs
as a
just
pick.
To win. Okay.
No, I had it as part of a double. But if we go with that,
put Everton
at the very
Spurs
least,
double.
we're going to put out Tottenham.
Okay, well, it's similar to mine because I've gone
I did.
Spurs will draw and the under 4 goals, and Everton will draw and under the 4 goals, which actually comes out at 1.6 to 1, which I was very surprised at again because I can't see the goals in the Fulham Spurs game at all. I went through the goal stats, under 4 goals. It seems to happen every time in these games. And then West Brom, Everton, can you see over 4 goals in that? Not a chance, surely. Yeah.
No, I can maybe see Everton scoring 3.
Even after the Southampton game, we speak about training games. That was a little bit more feisty. I don't know how there weren't cards in that game, but I couldn't see them scoring much more than what they got. They're on.
No, when they scored after 7 minutes,
I was a little bit worried. Then watching the second half, there wasn't much to go off. I was shouting and screaming about cards because Martin Atkinson didn't seem to get his cards out at all.
Yeah,
which messed us over a little bit for one of our bet builders. No. But West Brom Everton again, just betting blindly under 4 goals, 77%, and I can't see this one being one that goes over 4, and I can't see West Brom. Can't see West Brom winning. Whether they scrape a draw, maybe. I think Everton or drawing that is fairly comfortable as well. No, definitely.
I also can't see a 2-2 draw.
No, if they manage to draw, it's going to be a 0-0
to kill us off.
I
can't see a 2-2
Sam
draw.
Allardyce stuff. They've got just to back up my statement there for a West Brom win. They've won 2 at home all season. Obviously, the Brighton game where Brighton could have scored 3. Lee Mason missed up for the free kick, obviously. Had missed 2 penalties, so that probably shouldn't have been a home win. And the other one, again, against Sheffield United. So yeah, all of their last 5 games under 4 goals. Everton unbeaten in 8 away, winning 6, and 7 out of 8 of those were under 4 goals as well. So I like that bet, especially just over 1.5 to 1. What odds did you get for Everton and Spurs as a double? Yeah, it's good. It's good.
2.5. It was 2.5 to 1 with best odds with Betway, but it was 2 to 1 everywhere else. And what I'd written was imagine that these two were at home. You know, so it was more of a pure.
I think that's a Barney at the bar pick, but there's nothing you can go against, is it? And there's nothing to think.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That is the squarest pick of all time. But what I'd written was there's more of a fade of the two clubs in the relegation zone.
Played really well the other day, and Bale being back on form. But yeah, would you say the double that I've got would be a little bit safer if they wanted to be if the people wanted to be safer than just the double? Yeah, so they're both double chance.
Oh, yes, because you've got the draws in there as well, haven't you?
Goals in the games with them as well.
Yeah, I like the safer option there. Yeah. Could you see Spurs blowing?
So I'm just in preparation.
Fulham away, though.
I'm going to get the odds up, similar to what we did with the Villa United one. I'm just going to check the odds for when we add a goal extra, just to be safe. Obviously, 1.6 to 1. You've got a little bit of leeway before you get to the even money. So we've got a little bit to play with there. So I'll try it for under 5 goals in the game, just in case Spurs go win 4-0 for the second game in a row. But yeah, I'll have a look for you.
Yeah.
So under 5 goals in the game and draw or Spurs 4 to 11, which isn't bad by itself. And then Everton, total goals under 5 as well. And double chance, draw or Everton is 1 to 3. Add that. It's just under 0.81 to 1, just under even money. But I think that would be the one similar to the Villa. I couldn't see that one going over 4.
No, but then again, the worry is Fulham capitulation. So if you ended up with Spurs and under 5, Spurs or draw under 5,
1.2 to 1,
or so draw under 4.
So if you wanted to be even safer, even safer with that little cushion in the Spurs
again,
game,
I like the cushion.
You can get 1.2 to 1, under 5 goals and draw or Spurs, under 4 goals, draw or Everton, 1.2 to 1. If you want to be even safer.
Yeah, I like the added goal in the Spurs game. Again, it's recency bias, isn't it? That look, Bale and
it's one of those.
They blew blew Burnley out of the water.
A Barney pick, like we say, Barney at the bar. But it's one of those, you've got to take it into consideration, haven't you? I think there'll be a lot of people playing on Spurs. So if you were going to go for that one, now would be the time, because that's going to drop in price.
Yeah, again, I can't see either of those sides being close to
come Thursday night
10 to 11 to win. When definitely I can't see it at all. And did you have anything on the? Oh, sorry. Before we do that, what? So we've either got the choice of
good odds just on their own,
straight win double, the under 4, and the 2 double chances, or we have the cushion with the 5, under 5, and then under 4. Yeah, I think out of the two of them, I like the fact that we've given ourselves one, an extra result, and two, we've given ourselves a cushion in the
really
Spurs
ballsy,
game.
Not too ballsy, it's 2.5 to 1, but a bit more ballsy, you can go for the straight win double. If you want to go in the middle, you go for the under fours and double chances. If you want to play it as safe as pretty much you can get, under 4 and under 5 in the Spurs game, and then you can still do it for both under 5 in both games in the double chance, which is 0.8. So it's not far off even money either way. So you've got 4 choices there.
No.
Definitely.
There's plenty of things for people to go out there. I think we've given enough people a bet.
Last game.
An option to go for a bet there. All right, so then
last game,
and you had something on Everton.
So Liverpool 13-10, draws 13-5, Chelsea are 2-1. Like I said the other day to my mates, big games are now rubbish. So I like not like.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
I put a little bit of money on a sprinkle, some would say, on a 0-0 draw at 11-1, which I think is very good odds considering Chelsea's defensive record. Maybe not Liverpool's. They did keep a clean sheet against Sheffield United. This is why it's only a sprinkle at 11-1. But Chelsea have kept 5 clean sheets in the league in 8 crucial games, and then obviously the one against Atletico.
Yeah.
Under 4 goals has happened all 9 games. Under 3 goals, 7 out of the 9 games. Liverpool haven't won at home in 6, losing 4 and failing to score in those 4. So that it's not like they're scoring goals for fun like they usually do at the Kop.
Right.
Under 3 goals again, 5 times out of the last 6 at home in their games. So you could just play the under 3 goals in the game, which is actually even money. And that's happened 6 times out of their last 9 meetings in the league.
Yeah.
But I like the sprinkle at 0-0 because it's 11-1, and I keep saying to my friends, these big games, they get such a build-up. They end up being so rubbish. The last time that there was a big game that actually was a good game to watch, obviously discounting the PSG Barcelona game in the Premier League, you had Liverpool Man City, the 4-1. But some of these big games, you look forward to them. Liverpool Man United at Liverpool, 0-0. Yeah, the Chelsea Man United game, 0-0. At 11-1, I like it just because you can watch that game, sit through the shite for 90 minutes and think, well, at least I put a bit of money on the 0-0.
Well, I just had a look there at the under-over first half goals. And under 0.5 is 9-4. See, as you go over, it's 1-3. You go over 1.5, it's 13-8. You go under 1.5, it's 4-9. So there's that correct score. I don't know if you can do halftime scores, correct score, or anything like that. I wouldn't have a clue, but if you could get a half-time score at 0-0, maybe. I don't even know if you can do that. A half-time result draw, or
no.
I don't think you're going to get the value that you're 11-1.
Most goals to be scored in each half. You go most goals in the second half. That's even money as well, which could potentially be a good bet. I'm looking for correct score first half, but I'm struggling. Half-time score.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either.
0-0, 9-4. So
half-time correct score.
So many of these big games have been really poor to watch. So I don't mind having a little sprinkle at 11-1, especially with the Chelsea defensively. They still don't look all that great going forward, do they? So at 0-0, I thought 11-1 is quite a handsome price, really. And then even if you wanted to go a bit safer and say Liverpool
it's worth a couple of quid,
Chelsea nick it 1-0, the under 3 goals is even money as well. So there's stuff there. I can't see it being a goal fest. Maybe it is. I don't know. But just the way I was looking at it, I don't think there's going to be too many goals.
No, which is strange to say, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
if you didn't look into it, you'd be like, yeah, over 2.5, both teams to score, you know, which very well could happen. But
No.
statistically wise, it's not happening like that. All right. Well, is there anything that you are adamant is going out as a pick? Aside from the Ipswich one,
there's a couple of double chances. Ones that I like. I like the Man United double chance a lot, and I do like the Spurs one as well. But
yeah, I like that as well.
Completely up to you. Well, I've got 2 of my picks in there already. So
well, it's not up to me. Yeah, well, I like the Man City bet builder.
It's so random.
I must say, the one with the throw-ins and the goal kicks, just because it's such an obscure one.
Stuff. I actually had a look last night before the Everton game just to see if our price on the bet builder has gone down or up. And I saw on there all the throw-ins and the goal kicks and stuff. I was thinking, bloody hell, we bet some these. Here we go, the day after. Bet.
Clearly me.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that because I went back and looked at it. I think you'd be unfortunate if you didn't average
towards the end. Say Man City will win 1-0
every 3 minutes.
Corner, they try win about 3-4 throw-ins in a minute, don't they? You'd be unfortunate for the throw-ins. The goal kicks will come in 100%.
Yeah, so no. Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. Okay.
On I got those statistics off of Live Score, so I imagine you'd be able to keep tabs of the throw-ins on there as
during
well.
Live betting, they actually
potentially
come up, say you're on Bet365 or Bet Sky Bet, just to name a couple. I think a majority of the time they do come up on there. Wherever you put that bet on that was Bet365, wasn't it? That if you could put a bet on that will come up on like the stats when you go onto the game. So I'm 99% sure that'll be on Bet365 during the game.
Right. But I looked on Paddy Power and stuff, and their bet builders don't offer the throw-ins or anything.
Times. When I saw that yesterday,
you know, that was a really obscure market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. I like that one a lot. Like I say, over 1.5 goal kicks for Wolves with the 28.5 throw-ins, and then under 2 cards for Man City, taking us to even money. Yeah, I didn't look. I think it was something ridiculous. Like, it was a real short odds bet if you went up, then put over 3 cards.
If you took the cards out of that,
I think that took it right down
to 1 or something, wouldn't it? So yeah, you have to put.
Yeah, it's like what is one that is what it was 1-20 or something stupid like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but it was more a continuation of the trend that, you know, my theory behind it was that Wolves are a less physical side than West Ham. So theoretically speaking, there should be less chance of a 50-50 challenge. You know that it's more of a football game, whereas West Ham have some decent attacking options, but they're very huff and puff, and they don't let you settle, and they work very, very hard. You know, so I liked it. I liked the cards more because it's, you know, a football game as opposed to a football game with
So I like
the effort and the huff and puff and stuff that you get from West Ham. Yeah, and I like the Ipswich one, and I like the Man United one, and then I also like the Tottenham one. But then we got the 4, and then do we want to go to 4 because we can go 2 and 2, or do we want to stick with the 3 strongest picks? Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, right?
Yeah,
Ipswich
The Man City
Ipswich
bet
or draw
builders
and
in.
under 4 is a no-brainer. Yeah, you cast the deciding vote because they're your bets. Which one do you like?
I'll go
Gun
Spurs.
to head. Which one would you say? Right, I'm betting that one.
Yeah, just because potential for Man United. I think potentially
The
Man
Spurs
United
one.
have more of a chance of scoring 5 away goals than what Spurs do. So yeah, I'd go. Yeah.
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 So Tottenham or draw and under 5.
Yeah.
And then Everton or draw and under 4.
1.2. Yeah, like that one.
Yeah. But 1.21. The Man City bet builder is even money. Again, if you want to sprinkle in the under 2 first half, first 10-minute goals in any of them, that bumps it up
what we
to
could do, we could
21 to
have
20.
those
But
3.
I don't know. Then you've got 4 legs to worry about.
United one with the buffer, and because I know I said we don't bet on the same game twice, but your Man City one doesn't have an actual team to win, does it? So if Wolves win, your bet can still come in. So we could put those 4 in, and then still have the tonight's double that I've done of Juve win under 5 goals, City win under 5 goals, and that could be our 5.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Ipswich, Man City, Man United, Tottenham, and then the one from tonight.
5 goals in both games.
Man City win and Juventus win. Man City win under 5. Juve win under 5.
Yeah, just
so then we've got a definitive. Then I think we kind of have to go odd numbers, don't we?
50-50, because you're just sitting on the fence every week, aren't you? Really, to do that.
No.
Yeah,
we can either win or we can lose.
To be honest,
put up bollocks on the board, can't we?
There we go. There are 5 picks. If you want to read them out, just go finalise our final 5.
Okay.
Right. So.
Yeah, just remind me of the days as well when I say them. So we've got Ipswich or draw and under 4 goals in their game against Portsmouth, which is on.
Yeah, which is tonight,
Tuesday,
7:00.
Yes, sorry, Accrington. Right, so I'll tell you what. I'll do that again.
Yeah.
Ipswich or draw and under 4 goals in their game tonight against Accrington. Manchester City bet builder for their game tonight against Wolves, which is over 1.5 goal kicks for Wolves, over 28.5 throw-ins in the game for both sides, and under 2 Manchester City cards. And then we have Manchester City to win and under 5 goals in their game tonight, obviously. Juve and under 5 goals in their game tonight as the double. And then we have Man United or draw and under 5, Villa or draw and under 4 as a double. And then Tottenham or draw and under 5, Everton or draw and under 4. Perfect. So
Thursday or Friday?
We will be back.
Maybe Friday, just because
we
still have our final pick on Thursday, won't
Thursday or Friday, yeah.
Thursday evening. So, no, it'd probably be best for Friday.
Oh, yes. I don't really want to overlap if we can avoid it.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, all right then. A reminder of our 5 picks for the midweek games. On Tuesday, we have Ipswich or draw and under 4 goals in their game against Accrington Stanley. We have a Manchester City bet builder, which is Manchester City under 2 cards, over 1.5 goal kicks for Wolves, and over 28.5 throw-ins. We also have a double of Manchester City to win and under 5 goals, and Juventus to win and under 5 goals. On Wednesday, we have Manchester United or draw and under 5 goals, Aston Villa or draw and under 4 goals, and on Thursday, we have Tottenham or draw and under 5 goals, and Everton or draw and under 4 goals. Talk to you on Friday.
Thanks for watching. Bye.